So I just watched Lights Out. It came out earlier this year in July. It's like a horror movie, horror suspense sort of movie. It's produced by like James Wan, the Asian dude that made Conjuring and like the first couple Conjurings, and I think he makes pretty sure he makes the Fast and Furious movies too. Like he put some sort of hand in that. It's 81 minutes and its budget was 4.9 million and made back 148 million. So you talking about getting paid. So and the movie actually is from a short that's on YouTube or online on Google called Lights Out, I think too. And I had seen this short like years ago. So when I saw the movie trailer, I was like, "Oh shit. I don't remember seeing this with the lights flickering on and off." So I'm gonna give my rating for it too, and I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. I thought it was pretty good. I really enjoyed it. They did some different things that I haven't seen in scary movies, like the cliches of like this and that. And they played off of lights really well, flashlights, black lights, like gun lights, any sort of light on the little transitions of the girl Diana, which is the spirit that could do shit. I just liked how they put it together. And I saw that when I read on Wiki, it's getting greenlit for a sequel. So I think that's pretty dope. But I'm gonna just say about the plot since I gave my rating. I'm gonna just, in case you missed it, I'm gonna tell y'all Lights Out. So it starts off in like a textile plant with this lady and this guy working. The guy is the father of Martin, which is his son, but the other girl, Rebecca, which is Teresa Palmer, that was in Sorcerer's Apprentice. She was in that new Point Blank reboot, and she was in I Am Number Six. I like her, but he's not her dad. Her dad, I'll get back to her dad. So it's a lady in the place in this textile place with some mannequins and shit, and the dad is on the phone talking to the mom or the hospital or something about her being crazy and depressed. So she go to the back. He told her just take all the shit, like close up. So she's flicking the light switch. No, I think the light goes off at first, and then the light comes back on because it's a motion sensor. And when she hit the motion sensor, a rack of clothes next to her was just shaking for no reason. And then she went back to the other hallway and she's like turning the lights off to go out. Then she turns the lights off and she sees a bitch in the hallway. So she's just turning that bitch on and off. So then that bitch, she hit it again and it was, hey motherfucker. She just she was just in her face, so she turned the lights back on, and then she ran and told the dad like, "Hey yo, I saw some shit," and he was ignoring her. He's on the phone like, "Yeah, I gotta do some other things. Just go home." So she goes home. I think she goes home. It doesn't really, you don't really know, but she never popped. I think she made it. So then the old dude's ready to go, and he walks out and sees Diana like chilling in between light and dark and just think that's cool. And then I was like, bitch, that's not a person. Like, I mean, that's just weird looking. So he saw her once and he cut, and then he ran like another route, and then he saw her again and she tripped him and like cut his ankle. And then she tried to grab him again, but he was in the light and she was in the dark. So he's like, oh, you can't. Oh, shit. Okay, so he's like, oh, you can't go in the light. Cool, bet. So he runs all the way back to his office and then turn all the lights on in the office. And then all the lights on the outside inside his office obviously went out. Then his lights inside went out. So I'm like, all right, you're going to die. So he has a bat. He's just in his office and then Diana comes up and grabbed him by behind, and then he just got beat the fuck up. And then she dropped him in the center of the hallway, and then he was just dead. And then it was like lights out. You know, the movie's on now. So then after that, it shows the son Martin talking to the mom, and she's talking to somebody else, which is Diana, and he's like, "Who the fuck are you talking to?" And then he's like, she keeps saying "we," like or us instead of "we," like it's just two motherfucker. It's not a third person. So then she says some shit, and he's like walking into her room, and then you see a motherfucking hand, big black hand, like on the side of the door, and then he just ran into the bed, and then you see like the lights go out in that hallway from his mom's room to his room, and you just see a motherfucker just trying to get the door open, and then after that, the boyfriend and the girlfriend, Rebecca and Brett, they were talking. Nothing really important happens. They're just talking. And then he goes to school, and then Child Protective Services says he keeps falling asleep in homeroom or something like that. And then the mom is she's has depression and anxiety or something like that. And then Rebecca think it's bad for Martin to be in this situation with the mom doing all this crazy shit. And she knew about Diana when she was little, and she thought Diana was fake because nobody said Diana was real to her. So then she takes Martin to her apartment, and then after she does that, she's chilling at her house, and then she wakes up to see Diana on the floor scratching some shit in her hardwood. And then like there's this big ass tattoo sign out of her window. So like every 5 seconds it's a big ass like red light just coming in from the thing, and it's making Diana disappear. So she like Rebecca's getting out the bed, like getting closer to the floor, like, who the fuck is this motherfucker on the floor? So, and the first couple times she just scratched on the floor, and then by the third time she sees her, Diana looks back to Rebecca. Then by the time the light comes on again, she's standing up. And she run towards Rebecca, but then she disappears as the tattoo sign light comes back on. And then it was about to go back off. So then Rebecca had to run to turn the light switch on, so she was safe. And then now she's like, oh shit, this motherfucker real. And then she went and found Martin. He was in the tub. He was in the tub, chilling, sleep. So then now they go back to the mom's house, and then Child Protective Services tried to take Martin again, stuff like that. So her and Brett go do some research on Diana. She finds these boxes that Diana had this rare skin condition, and then they both went to this mulberry asylum because she had this weird condition. She was depressed. Diana made her dad like shoot himself in the head, and she could get inside people's heads, but she had this skin thing where sunlight fucked her up. And they did an experiment on her, and she died apparently, but her spirit must have attached itself to Sophie, which is the mom. So, and they think that she got into the mom's head, and she's connecting herself to the mom. So when they're doing that, they were getting shit out the house, and then Diana grabbed Rebecca by her zipper of her hoodie and like started pulling her from the ceiling. I was like, oh, this bitch here. And then old dude Brett came in and let her down, and then after that, I think the mom got Martin back some way somehow, and then they were having a movie night between Martin and the mom, and they're chilling and shit. The movie they were talking about was a whole bunch of lights. They kept saying lighting in the movie. This bitch turns off the lights while they watching the movie and hold her son down. She's like, no, Diana's okay. You should meet the son freaking the fuck out, rightfully so, because Diana in the back, like Diana like back here where my hand, she just was just lurking, and then she touched the little motherfucker. She touched Martin like on the head, and then she smacked the mom, and then she tried to grab Martin. He went to one lamp. This bitch took the light bulb out the lamp, so he had to run to another light, turn that light on. Then he ran back to Rebecca's house. So then after that, shit, what happened after that? What happened after that? Went back to Rebecca's house, and then they think they decided to go back to the mom's house. At one part she grabbed Martin under the bed too. She was cheating like a motherfucker. Diane, he was standing next to her bed, and she just like pulled him underneath the bed. I'm like, bitch, that's the dark, but come on, like stop cheating now. But then they go back to the mom's house. Brett, Rebecca, and Martin all there. Like, we gonna finish this. We gonna solve it. She attached to my Dukes, so we somehow got to get this bitch not attached to my Dukes. So they light a whole bunch of candles and lights and all this shit. And then like halfway in the middle of the night, Diana turned all that shit off. Oh, one part, before they went to sleep, she went to talk to her mom, and her mom opened the door, and she said some little words to her mom. She had a note that said, I need help, that she gave to Rebecca before Diana. You don't see her, but you see her, something pull on her jacket, and then she pulls, like, Sophie, bitch, nah, fuck that. Get your ass in the door. So then they do that. Now they wake up, all the lights out. She go downstairs to the basement, to just check the breaker with this little crank up flashlight. And then Brett went outside just to see if it was some shit outside, like all the lights was out. So then she went down there to the breaker room. Then Martin wakes up a little bit later. I don't know why the fuck she didn't wake up Martin too. And he has a candle, and Diana just fucking with him. She's like on one side of the wall, and then went to the other side, and he like fell. She grabbed his foot. He trying to make sure the candle don't go out. And then he finally got downstairs to her, to where Rebecca was at with the breaker. And then Brett's outside. He came back inside, and he got picked up, like slammed. Then he dropped his flashlight. Then he had his phone. She stomped on his phone. Then he tried to go back outside to his car, and it was a little bit of dark, so she like came out, picked his ass up, slammed him. Was about to slam him, but he turned the lights on, the car locks, the door locks on the car, and the light hit her, so he just fell down. Then you thought he whipped the fuck out, but later he came back and got the cops. But then while they were stuck, now they stuck in the basement. Oh yeah, because Diana locked both Martin and Rebecca in there. So then they figuring out what to do. They go find a black light, and then she lit a fire so they could have that fire as a light too while he had, and then because I don't think Martin had the candle anymore. So then she goes in this back room, and it just shows Diana been writing on a whole bunch of shit in the back, just with her fingers, I guess. And she had this black light and was putting the black light on shit. It was a couple mannequins. And then the last mannequin was Diana, and she just turned around and just hit her with the scream face. And then she was trying to run back upstairs, back out of the thing, and then she grabbed her arm. That's the part, it was in the trailer. And then she put the fire out too. She put some dirt on the fire, so that wasn't a light. And then, but then they figured out they could see her with black light. She wouldn't go away in black light. You would still see her because it's not like a real light. So I was like, oh, this is probably gonna be really important. So then cops come in. Brett went and got some cops. Now it's a black cop and a lady. They come in. They hear them yelling. Brett was about to go in, but he was like, fuck that. He like leaned, and then he like stepped back in between his car lights. I was like, you smart. So then he go in, and they hear Martin and Rebecca yelling from the basement. So they get him out, and then Rebecca's like, yo, you gotta use this light to see her. If you don't use this light, you can't see her. Then the lady cop sees him first, and then sees Diana. So she like taps on the black dude cop, and then he turns, and with the flashlight, he sees her just like walk past the kitchen. He's like, ma'am, hey, yo, ma'am. So then he comes out of the corner, and she grabs him by his like hands or arms and flipped him on the floor. So then he didn't have his flashlight in his more, but he still had his gat. So then he sees her, bah, 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 bah. Like he let out about 6 rounds or something. But every time he shot, the bullet was emitting a light from the spark of the gunpowder. So she was just disappearing and reappearing. I was like, bruh. Then she just like mollywopped him, and then you see him get dragged on the floor, so he's dead. And then the other lady cop, I don't know what like she goes around somewhere and she dies too. So I mean, you just saw her like get picked up, but like Diana had her by the claws or something, just dropped her. She was dead. And then she was like, Brett came in, and then Martin got to Brett. She was like, go outside. And then Brett was like, no. I don't know. Martin was like, save mom. And she's like, all right, I'll save her. Then she had a regular flashlight, and she had the black light. Then she went upstairs, and then Diana's arm like came out of a closet and grabbed her, and then she closed the closet door on her because she saw it with the black light and got the burner with the flashlight. Then she like knocked her down. She pushed her away from the door, and like Diana came out, picked her up, threw her off the balcony, and then the black light was somewhere. I don't know where the flashlight went. The black light was literally like a couple feet away from her. And then she like was on the floor, and then Diana was about to kill her. Then the mom runs out from upstairs. She had got smacked in the face because she tried to take like some antidepressants, and Diana, no! So she was, and so then she was like, I told you you ain't gonna fuck with my kids, B. So she was like, that's not gonna do anything, because she shot her a couple times. And then Sophie was like, but if I do this, I was like, you about to shoot yourself? She got the black light. I'm like, I thought Teresa Palmer was gonna get the black light and fuck around, like shoot through the black light and set the like, cause you could see her in the black light. In the black light, she couldn't disappear because it was an actual light. So I figured like if there was already a light on her, then you shoot her with the gun, that won't cancel out that light because she's getting shot. She will be seen, so she get shot. I'm like, oh, that's what they're about to do. So I'm thinking, oh, she about to do some sexy shit. Nope, just banged her shit out. She let it bang. She just shot her shit in the head, and then Diana turned into like ash and fire, and then Teresa Palmer, Rebecca's upset, of course. No, mom. So then she figured out that Diana killed her dad and her brother's dad, her stepdad. And they go outside. Then the ambulance is out there and everything, and the lights flicker in the ambulance. And then Brett's like, "Okay, God, it's all right. It's just us." And then it just ends. But like I said, it's getting greenlit for a sequel, and I want to see the sequel because I just felt like there's so much you can do with the light thing. But it's a good movie, guys. That's in case you missed Lights Out. Try to keep it condensed. I know I probably skipped a couple things, but please like, subscribe, comment. Check out my other page. Check out my other videos. Go to Illest AMVs. I love AMVs and anime and shit. But that's it for Lights Out, y'all. I know I ain't have nothing else to do on Halloween, so that's what I did. So go check out my other shit, y'all. I appreciate it, man. Peace.